Welcome from 4th Street Learning Center and the middle school at Parkside, Principal Jeremy Patterson and science teacher Jen Koppin. Welcome.
Hi, thanks.
Nice to have you on our show today. Is it spring fever at Parkside right now?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Busy time of year.
Kids excited to get out.
Yeah, everyone is.
Well, today we invited you to be here because you are the teacher being honored by Good Things Going. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
And Jeremy, not a surprise, you're pretty high on Jen.
Oh, for sure. She is a fantastic teacher. She's been at 4th Street probably as long as I have, and has great relationships with the students, and is a teacher leader. And so she takes on a lot of additional opportunities, and they're just great for kids, and the kids love staying after school, doing the gardening club, the summer program, and greenhouse is coming to 4th Street.
This week is Teacher Appreciation Week, and I think yesterday was Teacher Appreciation Day, right?
I believe so.
We appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
We appreciate all teachers. What are you doing for your teachers?
Today was Big B Coffee, shout out to Big B, and Hinckley's Donuts.
Oh.
Southbound Church sponsored us, and we are enjoying the day, and we set up a whole week full of activities, and the teachers get to dress down, so they like that too.
Awesome. Hinkley Donuts and coffee, what a treat. Well, the Good Things Going team put together a video that we're going to take a look at a clip from that right now.
Okay, great.
Jen loves science, and I think that her passion for science transitions into our students having a positive experience. Our students like to do hands-on activities, and she's a great teammate. She's been a lifer at 4th Street Learning Center, and so she's transitioned into kind of a teacher leader, where I think she has a good handle on what she's doing, and she's been able to help others in the program as well. Alternative programming, has a negative thought process, and most of it is because what happened before they got to us. They were not successful in a large school, they were not successful in elementary, and so our priority is to share the success criteria. This is what you have to do to be successful. Come to school, complete your assignments to the best of your ability, and build positive relationships. And I think our teachers know that building positive relationships is the first things first.
There is a lot of stigma around it because I think it's kind of seen as a punishment and sometimes used that way, but it's more, trying to help kids find the environment they learn best in, that they can be successful in, and that's the way that I look at it. As a person who thrived in an alternative school, I think it should be promoted as something really positive. It's because in reality, that's what it is. It's a really good opportunity. It's a lot more intimate. There's smaller class sizes. Teachers really get to know who you are, and we get to know families really well too. We have more time to approach it personally instead of, when you have 40 kids in a classroom, it's hard to have that time with everybody. So that's one of the things that we've got going at 4th Street.
To the impact on our kids. This is where they're coming in, and we know where they need to be by the time they leave. And so helping them find their success, giving them that constructive feedback on this is where we need to improve, and just making it visible. I think that's what we strive to do in the middle school, and we look 4 years from now when they're walking across the stage at Jackson High School and just know that we are a part of that process, and it's just a very gratifying experience.
I feel like I know something worked if I hear kids telling it to other kids, because that's really who they learn from at this age. Isn't me necessarily as much as it is their peers and their family. Kids learn from people who they care about, and so I know they get some stuff from me because we have time to get to know each other, and we have pretty good relationships. But I know it's sunk in if I hear a kid saying it to another kid. That really, they're going to remember it. If you can teach it to somebody else, then it's usually pretty solid in your brain. So
I think Jen is a bridge builder between science in the book and in science coming to life. It's fun, right? It's interactive. We're getting out of our seats. We're going out in the community. We're meeting and greeting with people, and we're seeing science come alive. And so, yes, she brings that into the classroom, but she always provides those extra mile activities and experiences outside the classroom. And kids love that.
And I want them to leave middle school feeling a little more empowered to find information, to know if it's good information. And also, we focus so much on social and emotional skills at 4th Street. I want them to be able to function, not necessarily academically even, but just in the world, you know, and be proud of themselves. I think a lot of students come to us feeling like they're bad. Kids say that all the time. They show up and I say, "Why are you at 4th Street?" And they say, "'Cause I'm bad." And I always say that's not true. There's no bad kids. So I want them to leave with the same feeling that I have about them when they move on.
Very cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, I was in Parkside last week. The school looks great, Jeremy.
Renovations
Yeah.
are near completion, a couple punch list items, but a lot of different spaces. I met with the 50th reunion is coming up this summer for one group, and they're going to be very excited to see all the changes that have taken place, as well as all the new opportunities that we have for our staff and students.
Yeah, so that's Parkside High School's 50th coming
Right.
back.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be a shock.
Yeah.
It looks great. Now, the 4th Street Learning Center is part of the middle school at Parkside. Tell us about what's the difference between the center and the school?
Well, main thing is it's a lot smaller. So we have smaller class sizes. We only have 3 teachers. So it's easy to get to know the people that you're working with every day. I wouldn't say that other parts of the school aren't student-centered, but I think we're able to be even more student-centered because it's just more intimate, the environment.
I heard you say you grew up in an alternative school, and how does that, I guess, translate to your teaching methods, your empathy with students who might be in a similar situation?
Yeah, so I wasn't really a conventional kid. I probably still am not super conventional. And that setting really worked for me better than I was, I think, overwhelmed by the number of people in the regular high school, and the alternative school was just smaller. And I'm definitely a people person, so I think just the relationships, it was better for me. It was easier to build those relationships in the smaller environment, and that's what we provide at 4th Street.
And I'm kind of surprised that someone that has gone through alternative school, which, I think a lot of the kids in alternative school, maybe really they don't think school's for them. So to want to get into teaching, what was it that prompted you to follow that career path?
It was a really zigzaggy path. So I did not graduate from high school. I dropped out and spent, 5 or 6 years hitchhiking around the country and hopping freight trains and terrifying my parents. And then got into cooking for a while. I was a chef for a while, and then went back to school to study science. And then that led me to teaching. I think it was fate, though. Half my family is teachers, and but it ended up being the job that drew on all of my random skill sets and tied it all together. I really feel like all of my experiences really contribute to the kind of teacher I am now.
So
yeah.
It sounds like you contribute to having a diverse teaching population at the middle school.
Yeah, another thing I'd say about Jen is just the interpersonal relationship. She's pretty calm and not real intimidating, right? And so I think that's just inviting for students and the other staff to be a team player, but just feel comfortable opening up and sharing with the students. They gravitate towards her, and I think it's because of her openness and honesty. And a lot of students would probably feel judged already before they get there when they wind up in an alternative school. And I think she really helps to ease that impression of what she thinks of them or how she's there to support them.
So kids, they can be like you, could be hobo hopping freight train travelers, or
They could.
do you not? Is that open to do you let kids know what kind of life you?
Oh yeah. Usually talk about it day one. Let them get to know who I am, and that, like Jeremy said, I'm not going to judge them for mistakes or for not fitting in or liking the same thing everybody else likes. And I feel like that's one of my skills, is to be able to get along with a lot of different types of people.
I think the ultimate accolade for a teacher is to have a student that wants to be a teacher because of you. Have you had that experience?
Well, not yet. There's a few of them I'm leaning on, though, that I think are meant for it. But we'll see.
Was there someone that you went to community high school in Ann Arbor? Is there a teacher that?
Oh man, there were a lot of teachers, but I would say outside of my family, the teacher that influenced me the most was 5th grade, Mr. Orr. Shout out. Yeah, we're still friends.
Yeah, and I'm sure, Jeremy, you've heard that. You've had kids that wanted to get into education because of you.
Yeah, a little bit of everything, coaching or coming back and working in the schools. It's special. She is inspiring scientists, you know, so the exploring mindset, they want to come to summer school because it's science activities and the gardening club. So now all of a sudden kids want to play with worms because of opportunities that they have in their class. So it's good to see.
Did you pick science or did science pick you?
You know, man, I think science picked me. I went to college to be an art therapist and then switched to biological illustration, and then it turns out that's not a job anymore, really. So it's not an easy one to get. I was like, yeah, it's teaching all along. That's what I was meant to do.
Well, there's certainly in short supply, unfortunately, right now. There's need for teachers everywhere. And I think this pandemic, we've discovered how hard teachers work and what a job it is.
Yeah.
I have. It's an exciting time too for Jeremy. You're parent of a graduating senior. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, just earned academic all-state this week, so we're going to go to a banquet tonight to continue to celebrate. And graduation is June 5th for him, and that's his birthday too, so we're really proud of everything that he's accomplished.
Awesome. So birthday and graduation on the same day. It sounds like an occasion for a brand new car.
Got a lot of good remote control cars these days, don't they?
All right. Well, thanks for coming in today, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks to the Walton Insurance Group for presenting Good Things Going, our teacher of the month from the middle school at Parkside and 4th Street Learning Center, Jennifer Koppin, along with her principal, Jeremy Patterson.